mum was diagnosed with Alzheimer's about 6 years ago. Now she actually needs day-to-day care. She can't get dressed, my dad has to shower her. She needs help with the toilet. She doesn't clean herself. It's becoming more intense and she doesn't understand what's happening day-to-day now anymore, so she's not involved in conversation, so occupying her is actually quite difficult. Admiral Nurses have been going for a while in different parts of the country, but they'd only just set up in Kirklees. It was a new venture setting off. So I did find out about them fairly early and I did ring them up, and they had a long waiting list because at the time there were only 2 of them doing it. So after about 6 weeks, 8 weeks, Peter made contact, and the support I've had from Peter is absolutely amazing. He's there, or the Admiral Nurses are there for the carers, to support the carers so they can actually look after the person with dementia. And I just think they should be available to everybody and everybody should know about them. The Admiral Nurses are really flexible. If I need to speak to them, I can give them a ring, and if I need to actually see someone, they will come out, and they'll come out fairly quickly. Sometimes it's done by appointments. We'll say, I'll see you again in a month and make sure everything's okay and the date will be in the diary. But I can always ring them at any time. If he's a bit concerned about me, he will actually ring me. I've actually spoken to him this week about something because there's been a fairly decent change in my mum this week. Peter's been on the phone 3 times to me this week, checking how I am and telling me what he's sorting out and who he's spoken to, and seeing that I'm all right and has there been any changes. So if the need's there, it's much more hands-on, but it's hands-on when you need it as well. It's straight away. It's not thinking, oh, there's been a change, right, I'll make an appointment, or it's 3 weeks' time, and it is fairly instant. So it's when you need it and what you need when you need it.
As problems started to occur, Janet would phone me up, or I would be in contact with her, and we would look at this problem and get something in place so the problem was lessened and the transition point was much, much easier. It may be that I came out offered education, i.e. what is dementia, how it's going to progress, looked at behavioural aspects of the dementia, what a loved one was presenting with, and putting things in to actually combat that and make it easier for the person she's caring for. Also, just talking therapy, just being a listening ear, just letting the person offload, letting them talk about what's worrying them and what their concerns are, which, you know, is a big part of it as well.
I actually find it quite difficult to put into words what this service has meant to me, because it really has meant a massive amount. I really don't think I would have coped. I seriously think I would have had a nervous breakdown sorting things out, and I'm normally a fairly competent person. And I can usually I've sorted out a lot of problems at work. Day to day, I deal with lots of things. And I'm a very practical person. I sort of take things on the chin and get on with it. But this is a step too far for me. And if it hadn't have been for Peter coming in and supporting me, I think my mum would have been in a home by now. And I think possibly even my father, to be fair, would have had a nervous breakdown as well. I think between us, we would have been all needed psychiatric help if we hadn't have had the support that we have had from the Admiral Nurses. And although my dad hasn't really met with Peter very much, he's actually now starting to understand that the support that he's had has been phenomenal, and the information I've given him has come from Peter, and he's actually now starting to say, what does that chap think? So yeah, absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't have been able to do it without him, I really wouldn't.